Nova, wow, you got a good grip. Oh, you're adorable.
I go by Otto.
Name's SBRX77, but you can call me Spugs.
I am Mr. Hal Gibson. Do not call me Mr. or Hal, just Gibson, please.
I am best known as Antari, second in command of...
Netbug here, taking a closer look at Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. Guess where the idea for this video series came from? Seriously guys, if you haven't already checked out Fizzucker's channel, you need to check it out as soon as you're done watching this. His in-depth videos are fantastic and you're gonna love them. Watch them, watch them, watch them, watch them! So let's hit the ground rolling on this first episode, because the show certainly does. In fact, I think the best part of this entire episode is the first minute, and I didn't even realize it until starting work on this video. Let's see, what all do the writers manage to establish in the first minute of the first episode? Chiro challenges Sparks to see who can clean their half of the Super Robot the fastest, the winner having to do the other's chores. Layering the silly task of cleaning over the action immediately shows a sort of family dynamic for the team, especially Sparks as the brother to Chiro, instead of just painting them as a bunch of heroes who happen to be living together as many of these series tend to start out. When Chiro literally falls for a pretty face on the street below, the monkeys don't need words to work cooperatively to save the hormonal teenager, who has just been established as still being the average hormonal teenager by his own mistake. Oh, and we also established that Nova doesn't take Sparks' crap.
The kid missed a spot. Sore loser.
Soon enough, hooray! Chiro gets to meet his totally boring dream girl again when he rescues her from BT and Glenny, and he is quickly smitten by her totally bland personality and generic dialogue. Way to pick him, kid. With the economy of story the writers just showed, you'd think they'd be able to give Jinmay a tiny bit of personality in this part, but no. So Chiro and Jinmay have their tooth-rottingly cute romantic montage while the monkey team wonders where Chiro is, and we learn a little bit about some of their roles on the team. Antari trains Chiro in battle, Sparks is a pilot, and Gibson is the mechanic. Wait, but I thought... There's some weird mechanical switching around thing going on in the pilot. Otto doesn't seem to have his place on the team yet either. Heck, even his voice is still getting grips and sounds different from the rest of the series.
Yeah, that's right, you better ooze away. I knew there was something I liked about her. Little guy just got lost.
Come to think of it, Nova doesn't really have her role established either. She's just there. There and being female. But anyway, Skeleton King finally shows up and wow, this episode is dense. It's only been 5 minutes? Really? Meanwhile, Chiro actually notices something is amiss in town. Herp derp! And he has to cut the date short to be a superhero. Not that Jinmay seems to mind. Chiro acts even more cocky than normal to show off to his new girlfriend, and isn't that the owner of the ice cream shop? Eventually, Chiro gets a lecture, but reveals at the end that he's invited Jinmay over without asking the team first. With full names given and Antari officially declared second in command. It also shows that only Chiro can understand the monkeys, but he quickly shows Jinmay that he is trying to invent a way to change that and gives her a little monkey toy as a gift. And aside from the translator, we never see heads or tails of Chiro having any mechanical abilities again. Like I said, weird mechanical things on the pilot. But all is not well in Fluffville. Turns out Sako tripped a silent alarm, hacking the Super Robot's computer. A silent alarm. Really. We're being hacked! Quietly note this for later! Chiro assumes Jinmay is behind it, they have a fight, and Jinmay goes home. But dun dun dun! Sako works for Skeleton King and talks in a Russian accent! Turns out Jinmay is a robot. SK found her floating around space and decided to erase her memory so he could use her as a tool. He quickly manipulates Jinmay and her full robotic potential is unleashed.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
Crusher Cruiser 5, go!
Fist Rocket 4, go. Fist Rocket 3, go.
Brain Scrambler Pilot 2, go!
Torso Tank Driver 1, go! Super!
Rover.
Monkey! Hyper!
Force, go.
What ensues next can only be described as the Super Robot vs. Powerpuff Dynamo to some of the coolest music in the entire series. When violence fails, Chiro tries to reason with Jinmay and finally gets her to calm down by promising no more secrets. What? But the only person Chiro kept secrets from in this episode was the monkey team. It makes no sense whatsoever, but sounds romantic, and apparently that's good enough for Jinmay to forgive Chiro and reveal that she is not the one in control. Sako soon gets curb stomped, and right afterwards the monkey team, without Chiro, activates the robot to fix the bridge.
We can't activate the robot without Chiro.
Chiro and Jinmay exchange more adorable fluff before Jinmay leaves with as bland a personality under all the metal as she started the episode with. Well, if nothing else, she'll survive to show up again. I mean, yeah, she's boring so far, but she seems to have a good head on her shoulders. The episode ends with the classic, "Give me one more chance!" failed minion sequence, and Saku is taken to his doom by a box.
No, not the box! I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I like ascots. Really? No!
It's not totally bland, though. We do get a tiny taste of nightmare fuel.
One day, Chiro. One day.
So yeah, Chiro's Girl makes a fun, if not amazing, pilot. I guess I have really high expectations for the first episode because it's a lot of people's first impression. If it were any other episode, there's no way I'd be this harsh on it. But man, it'd be cool if it just could show off all the awesome that Monkey Team is, but I guess that's not possible. I mean, we didn't even hit that during the first season at all, if you ask me. I'm in the it gets better as it goes camp. Anyways, it's time for a few extra items of note. I won't hide that Chiro isn't my favorite character, but I gained some respect for him watching this episode again. The Monkey Team comments that an outsider has never been in the robot before Jinmay, but by the end of the show's run, they've had guest after guest after guest after guest in their house. Chiro serves as a sort of connection between the monkeys and the outside world, and it forces everybody to open up a little and does them all some good. There's probably a lot of quote-unquote human that Chiro ends up giving the team in that sense through the show's run. But of course, the main focus of this episode is Jinmay. Where did Jinmay come from? A popular theory is that she was created by the alchemist, but that would mean Skeleton King lied to her about just finding her in space. After all, he has memories of the alchemist. That doesn't sit right with me. If he created her, I'd think he'd brag about it to make her even more loyal to him. Is she part of a robotic race, or is she really alone? Who created her? Sadly, these questions remain with no answer but fan speculation. Makes some great fic fodder, though. Also, this is just a tiny one, but Chiro refers to a group of formless as bone drones. He could have just been messing around, but do different kinds of formless have different names? Because that'd be pretty cool. I guess that sums up this first closer look at Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go! Again, be sure to check out Fizzucker's channel for his wonderful in-depth videos, and I'll have a closer look at Depths of Fear available soon. Until then, thanks for watching and God bless.